The camera was rolling, the crowd was laughing, and one man was about to lose everything in just a few seconds. On a busy Saturday afternoon in downtown Los Angeles, a famous celebrity named Jason Carter stepped out of a sleek black SUV. He was known across the country, a reality TV star with millions of followers, flashy cars, and a reputation for arrogance. Cameras followed him everywhere, and that day was no different. A small group of fans gathered outside a luxury restaurant, hoping for selfies and autographs. Jason adjusted his designer sunglasses and smirked at the attention. His assistant live-streamed everything to his social media account, where thousands of viewers watched in real time. Suddenly, the loud rumble of a motorcycle echoed down the street. A rugged biker pulled up to the curb. He wore a worn leather jacket, dusty boots, and a faded helmet. The motorcycle looked old but powerful, its engine growling as it came to a stop. The biker removed his helmet, revealing a calm, weathered face. A man in his late 40s named Marcus Reed. He wasn't there for attention. He simply parked his bike and walked toward the same restaurant. Jason noticed him immediately. With the camera still streaming, Jason chuckled and pointed. "Look at this guy," he said loudly. "I did a time machine drop you here from 1985? The crowd laughed nervously. Marcus paused but said nothing. He kept walking, focused on the restaurant door. Jason wasn't satisfied. He stepped closer, making sure the camera captured every moment. "Hey, biker," he called out. "You lost? This place has a dress code. Leather and grease stains don't count as fashion." More laughter rippled through the crowd. Comments on the live stream exploded with emojis and reactions. Some viewers cheered Jason on, while others felt uncomfortable watching the humiliation unfold. Marcus slowly turned around. His voice was calm and steady. "I'm just here to eat," he said. Jason scoffed dramatically. "Eat, eat. You look like you can barely afford gas for that antique outside." The words stung, but Marcus remained composed. He took a deep breath and turned back toward the door. That should have been the end of it. But Jason decided to push further. He walked in front of Marcus, blocking his path, and raised his phone closer to his face. "Tell the internet what you do for a living," Jason demanded. "Let's see if anyone cares." The humiliation was now public, broadcast live to hundreds of thousands of viewers. Marcus met Jason's gaze. "I help people," he replied quietly. Jason burst into laughter. "Oh, that's rich. A hero on a budget motorcycle." The crowd shifted awkwardly. Even some fans began whispering that Jason had gone too far. Then, everything changed in an instant. From inside the restaurant, a sudden scream pierced the air. A woman rushed outside, panic written across her face. "Help! Someone collapsed!" she shouted. "Is there a doctor?" The crowd froze. Jason lowered his phone slightly, unsure what to do. People looked at each other, waiting for someone to step forward. Marcus didn't hesitate. He rushed past Jason and into the restaurant. Inside, an elderly man lay on the floor, unconscious. His wife knelt beside him, crying and shaking. Marcus quickly assessed the situation. He checked the man's pulse, then gently positioned him on his back. Call 911. Marcus instructed firmly. The room fell silent as he began performing CPR with calm precision. His hands moved with practiced confidence, counting each compression under his breath. Jason stood in the doorway, still filming, his expression slowly changing from amusement to shock. Within moments, the man gasped for air. The crowd erupted in relief. Paramedics arrived minutes later and took over, praising Marcus for acting so quickly. "You saved his life," one paramedic said. "Oh." Those first minutes were critical. Jason's live stream captured everything. The comments section transformed instantly. Viewers who had been laughing now flooded the screen with anger. "Stop filming and help. You humiliated the wrong person. That biker is the real hero." Jason felt a knot form in his stomach. Outside, as paramedics loaded the elderly man into the ambulance, the man's wife approached Marcus with tears in her eyes. Thank you," she whispered. "You gave him another chance." Marcus nodded politely. "I'm glad I was here," he replied. Then the restaurant manager stepped forward, speaking loudly enough for everyone to hear. "This man isn't just a biker," he announced. "He's a retired emergency medical technician. He served this city for over 20 years. A stunned silence fell over the crowd. Jason's face turned pale. The live stream numbers kept climbing, but the tone had shifted completely. News outlets began sharing clips of the incident. Social media users criticized Jason for bullying a stranger who turned out to be a lifesaver. Within hours, the video spread across the internet. Headlines appeared everywhere. Celebrity mocks biker. Moments later, biker saves a life. Hero humiliated on camera, then becomes the hero. Sponsors began calling Jason's management team. Some canceled contracts immediately. Others demanded public apologies. By the next morning, Jason's reputation was in free fall. Meanwhile, Marcus returned to his quiet routine. He avoided interviews and refused money offers from media companies. To him, saving a life was simply the right thing to do. But the story wasn't over yet. 3 days later, Jason stood outside a small community center on the edge of the city. Gone were the designer clothes and flashy attitude. He wore a simple shirt and jeans, holding a small envelope in his hands. He took a deep breath and walked inside. At the far end of the room, Marcus sat at a table, teaching a group of teenagers basic first aid skills. Jason approached slowly. The room grew quiet. Marcus looked up, surprised but calm. Jason swallowed hard. "I owe you an apology," he said. His voice trembled, not from fear, but from genuine regret. "I humiliated you for entertainment," he continued. "I thought it was funny. I thought it would get views, but you showed me what real character looks like." Marcus studied him for a moment. Jason held out the envelope. Inside was a donation check to the community center, enough to fund free first aid classes for an entire year. "I want to help," Jason said. "I'm not for attention, not for followers. Just because it's the right thing to do." The teenagers watched silently. Marcus finally smiled, a small, sincere smile. "Everyone makes mistakes," he said. "What matters is what you do after them." Jason nodded, relief washing over his face. From that day forward, he changed the way he used his platform. Instead of mocking others for views, he began sharing stories of everyday heroes. Firefighters, nurses, volunteers, and people like Marcus. And the internet noticed, not because of drama, but because of respect. Respect isn't earned by fame, money, or followers. It's earned by kindness, humility, and the courage to do the right thing, even when no one is watching.